Hi, Sharon Wilharm, Flix Films here at NRB 2018, and I have Brian Bird and Michelle Cox here, and they have been on a whirlwind tour promoting their new book about When Calls the Heart, and Brian is also the writer of When Calls the Heart. I'm sure you're familiar with the TV series. So first, let's tell us about the devotional.
Well, we came up with the idea actually at Faculty Pizza Night at the Blue Ridge Conference, and sat there, just thought by chance, sat next to each other, and God had other plans. And so Brian mentioned that he had always wanted to do a devotional book based on the series, but that he knew there was no way to get it done in time for the release of this season, which was February 18th, and this was last May 23rd when we first had the idea. And so we kept talking. By the end of the evening, it just made such perfect sense for the two of us to work together on it. So I emailed my publisher and said, hey, would you be interested? And 2 minutes later had a reply, yes, we want to do this book. And so in just a matter of just a few hours, we had the book concept and a publisher offer to move ahead with it, which is unheard of.
Wow. So what's been the response so far? Just tell us some of the places y'all been. I can't keep up with you on social media. So.
Well, we've been doing a lot of radio and a lot of TV about when God calls the heart. So we added the word God to the title of When Calls the Heart, and so the devotional is When God Calls the Heart, because there are a lot of God moments in our show, right? And the idea of the devotional is for people who love the show to be able to go deeper in those 40 chapters, which are based on 40 episodes of the show, to go deeper into the God content in those episodes, and then have some application to their lives today. Since the show is based, set in 1910, right? We want to do something where we could apply some of those lessons learned in Hope Valley and on the show to our lives through the devotional When God Calls the Heart.
So are now these episodes we've already seen? Are these the upcoming ones? Is it a mix? What is it?
These are ones we've already seen. We went through the first 4 seasons and pulled out some of the God moments. And the problem wasn't finding enough. The problem was that we found so many that it was hard to get, narrowed down to the ones we want. But it's been so awesome to see what God's doing with this book. We've heard some of the most amazing stories. One lady bought copies for all of her chemotherapy group. Wow. And every week when they're doing chemo, they do devotions together. We're hearing from families that are sitting at their breakfast tables doing devotions together. And so it's been really wonderful to see how God's using it and the stories coming in.
Well, and one of the reasons Michael Landon and I wanted to do When Calls the Heart, the show, is that nobody else is doing TV or programming that a whole family can watch together. Right? We all grew up watching TV with our families and our parents. That doesn't exist anymore, except for our show and maybe a few others and Property Brothers or whatever. But honestly, there's just nothing for families out there. And so with the devotional, right, it's allowing families, and we're hearing from hundreds of people saying, we're watching the show, an episode, and then going to the devotional as a family and working through those questions and talking about the scriptures that are there. And, that's huge to me.
Yeah.
That's huge, because we want this show to be medicine for the culture. And When God Calls the Heart is an absolute flu shot for everybody.
Yeah, it is.
Well, anything else you wanted to mention? How can they learn more about it? Do y'all have a website that we can check out?
It's whengodcallstheheart.com.
That's easy to remember.
It is.
Well, our time is up. Sharon Wilharm, Flix Films, NRB 2018.